U-GeekTV.
Welcome back to U-GeekTV. More importantly, or more specifically, welcome back to the Unapologetic Football Show. I am your host, Jarius, the Unapologetic Geek. I am once again joined by my esteemed colleagues, Greg, the Gym Geek Gamer. God damn it, 3 episodes. Hey, bro, 3 episodes I did this shit without fail. And it finally got me. Quad G. And my boy, Chris, Hoodie C, and oh boy, today we got to talk about some shit. We got to talk about some shit. Bruh, let's just get right into it, man. I've been waiting on this. FS1, y'all are in some shit. Y'all in some deep shit. It's rough. So the gist of it is, a woman came forward with allegations of sexual battery against Skip Bayless and one Charlie Dixon, who is an executive over at FS1, and she named Joy Taylor in the lawsuit as basically being somebody who was trying to groom her to fall in line with Charlie Dixon. And when she was asked, or when she was told by the plaintiff that there was some bullshit going on with Charlie Dixon, she was basically told, get in line. He can have our jobs. You may as well go and get down and just be with it. That's the gist of it. That's what I got from it. So on the surface, you're like, yeah, man, that shit is crazy, right? Like this is it's when you get into the court documents that you find out the depth of the situation. And boy, I noticed a lot of people are really talking about the Joy Taylor part of this. And that's not even her part. It's not even the most shocking part. I know what it is. You got the red pill community like me and just up there. See, all women sleep their way to the top in their profession and all that kind of stuff. That's why they keep talking about Joy. So I'm not going to get on Joy at the forefront. The more conservative part is how much of a goon Skip Bayless is. Skip Bayless lost his goddamn mind. If that shit, hold on, allegedly. All of this is alleged. Yeah. We do not have confirmation that this is what's going on. So everything that we say on this channel, on this episode, is under the guise of if he is guilty. With that being said, he a wild ass, freaky ass boy. If these allegations are true. If this shit is true, that boy is wild. Man, they said Skip Bayless ran up on her. And I'm trying to, I think it's not Nadia. What's her name? Hold on.
No, it's like
Nushin Faraji. Yeah. They said he ran up on her, and well, they was like, let's go through it. So it was a situation that slowly escalated. It started off with Joy taking her from, I believe, from Undisputed, or bringing her into Undisputed to do her hair. And it went from that to Skip liking how she did Joy's hair and wanting to get haircuts from her. It went from that to he would like compliment her and they would, talking all that kind of stuff. Then he started pulling her in for hugs when everything was done and kissing her on the cheek. Then he was talking about she was voluptuous and all that kind of stuff. Then it was like he was hugging her and he was intentionally trying to, have a real creep shit, like have her breast touch him and all that kind of shit. Then this boy just wilded out one day and bust up in the room talking about, I know you fucking Shannon. What? I know you fucking Shannon. He basically like that mean when he yell out, it's my turn. He basically was like, it's my turn or whatever. Some real creep. Like, this is some real creep shit. If you have not read these documents, please go and do so. Then we go from that to him just really wilding out like a creep, man. Like they say he was sending text messages basically saying you hurt me. And then he said in person that you hurt me, like insinuating that something was going on. And Faraji is like, I never did anything with Skip Bayless. Told the man, look, Skip, you married. Like, what are you doing? And this man said, isn't your father a Muslim? And don't y'all believe in multiple wives? Like, this shit is crazy. This shit got a hint of racism in it at this point. The wildest part of all of this, man, is this man told Faraji, that he'll pay her 1.5 mil for sex. 1.5 mil. Now, I watch a lot of people on the internet. Jason Whitlock had the best breakdown of the 1.5 million. He said basically that is like a scholarship. He wasn't gonna be all at once. That was
once every 4 years.
Same period of time that she was gonna get that 1.5 million, man. And look, this is a serious matter. I know I'm adding some levity to it, but this is a very serious matter. Like, this is some real creepy shit that this man is doing. And bruh, the crazy part about it is Skip is posting his recap videos of the NFL and I'm posting on his social media like this shit ain't going on. Well, no, I take that back. He's not live tweeting. He's posting video clips at this point. Skip, we've heard Skip respond to everything, including when his account got hacked, and he hasn't said anything. And it leads me to believe, although it's all alleged, there may be an element of truth to this. Chris, I'm gonna start with you, man. We're just talking about the Skip Bayless part of this. We're not even that joyous. What do you think about the Skip side of this whole thing, man?
Skip a freaky ass dude, man. Skip a freaky ass dude,
man. What's wrong with you?
Like, come on, Skip. Like, I know you old, right? But bro, like, you really could have in your prime, right? You could have had anybody, dog. And like the shit that's going like over a lot of people's head, man, is like, you had your wife up there, bro. Like, you had Ernestine on the show before, dog.
The episodes.
Yeah. Like,
they just posted the episode together.
Bruh, Ernestine gonna have his balls hanging from the fridge, bro. Like,
Ernestine is an outfit boy.
It is wild, man. Like, and you know, in the back of your mind, you always got allegations like these that anything can happen, right? Because it happens all the time. But like, when something of this magnitude pops up, and like you said, like the certain element of keep it on the low is like, you know, it's kind of unnerving because, you know, you don't want to seem too forward in like your backlashes and stuff, because that also seems to have an element of truth in it. Like, oh, you getting way too defensive, but you got to say something, bro. Like, you can't just act like everyday life goes on, bro. Like, we need to be I know what's going on, you know, either I'm gonna reveal my truth when it's time or shit, hang it up.
Like, even Diddy sat up there and lied. Even he lied. You know what I'm saying? Even he tried to fight back. This man hasn't said anything. Like, it's crazy. And like, from what I've heard about it, they say Skip is hyper competitive. And one story, I believe this is Jason Whitlock again, was like Shannon was kind of the ladies' man around there. He wasn't messing with anybody, but he was the ladies' man. And Skip, and I've known people like that are intimidated by a person who is the ladies' man, and then they get hyper aggressive with whomever they, you know, lock in on and all that kind of stuff. And there's no excuse for that. And they're saying, so the lawsuit alleges that this is an ongoing culture with FS1. Like, they have, if somebody speaks up, it kind of gets buried in HR. If the person who speaks up is let go, they got to sign the NDA. Like, these are practices that they had. That lady went through this shit for 10 years dealing with all that shit. Like, up until Skip, you know, finally left, which, last year, toward the middle of last year, when Skip finally left, like, she was dealing with all of that. And Skip really was going crazy over this lady. And I couldn't imagine being in that environment, if this is all true, being in that environment and honestly having nobody to turn to. Greg, what do you think about Skip just really losing his goddamn mind?
Man, Skip J. Bayless is a man. He a character, bro. Like, this man went into the dressing room and told the girl, "I know it's bugged in here. I know you's recording. I know you sleeping around with Shannon." That man was trying to basically play damage control at that point. He was like, "If I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna make sure you go down with me. I don't care if the rumor not true. I'm gonna make some up and put something in their ear." This man is complete diabolical. And I think on this level, I know y'all mentioned he had his wife on the show. I don't doubt that she don't know about it. I don't doubt that she don't know about it. Allegedly that he some of this stuff, allegedly.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it past it. She's in the same situation Faraj is in. I ain't finna miss out on eating for talking. Right. I know what he's doing, but I also know how powerful the company he works for is. You're not finna have me on the street by myself empty. And when you get to a certain level, you forget that power can come crumbling down. All it takes is one rock to slip and all that power go away. That whole building, that whole temple fall. But Skip was wild, bro.
Yeah,
I'm talking about wild, completely out of pocket. Like,
and you know what's so wild about this? His actions was egregious, and he didn't even do something like whip his dick out in front of anybody. He didn't do nothing like that contained any nudity, and his shit was still wild, man. 1.5 million NIL deal for some ass.
For some ass.
They don't want you, man. That lady does not want you, and you trying to purchase it like that.
Let me I'm gonna say something else that's real wild if you think about it. When him and Shannon kind of had the headbutt that made Shannon leave, it made me understand that Skip really did have something against him.
It was some animosity.
It was some animosity, like you said, man. Shannon is a ladies' man. He know how to swoon. You know what I'm saying? He had that talk. He a Southern boy. He got that country drawl. You know, he got that Southern drawl to him. Women love that. Skip.
But not only that, Skip is a journalist. He's a great journalist, or was a great journalist. But here's the other thing: you sitting across from a 3-time Super Bowl champion, something that you would love to be, as well as a Hall of Famer. Like this man is at the top of his profession.
6'3", 220. Chiseled,
doing it
like
a specimen.
It was rough on that boy, and he said, you know, in that situation, he thought he was gonna throw some money at her, and she was gonna be with it. So the skip side of this, yes, is egregious and crazy. But boy, we got to talk about the Charlie Dixon Joy side of this. So, one of my favorite quotes is, "The measure of a man is what he does with great power." Charlie Dixon has great power. He lacks great responsibility. To tie it into my favorite comic book character,
Spidey.
Bruh, this man. All right, I'll listen to Marcellus Wiley's take on this. Marcellus said everything is alleged, but once he found out about the Charlie Dixon, Joy Taylor side of this, a lot of shit he used to see made sense. So let's walk through that. Joy Taylor came from a radio station, I think in Miami or something like that.
Yeah, Miami.
If I'm not mistaken, she doesn't have any education or background outside of it in this space. Now, granted, none of the three of us have any education or background in there. You're like, but at the same time, we're not on FS1 or whatever. We just people that like football, right? So Joy some kind of way came across Charlie Dixon. We don't even know that part yet. The place where this gets concerning and kind of looks crazy is that Charlie Dixon shopped Joy to a show with Jason Whitlock and I believe Colin Cowherd. And the way the story is told by Jason Whitlock is the test screening, it just wasn't good. So at that point, he shopped her to Undisputed. Joy was in the original iteration of Undisputed. When the show was brand new, Joy was the mediator for it, somebody who had not been seen before. He said Skip didn't want her. Charlie Dixon came back and said, Skip, she's going to be on the show. And there is an overlap with the Skip side of the story in that Charlie Dixon allegedly told Skip that Shannon and Nishan were sleeping together. And that led to Skip busting into her dressing room. It appears what's insinuated in the court proceedings, in the court filing is that Charlie offered the hairdresser to Skip in exchange for him to go ahead and let Joy Taylor be on the show. That's also creepy and unsettling. Like that's fucking crazy when you put that in perspective. So basically, Joy Taylor gets on Undisputed, then she gets a spot with Colin Cowherd, And at that point, it's alleged that hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Joy Taylor has a party. Charlie Dixon is there. Faraji is there. He goes up to Faraji, rubs her on her back. Remember, Faraji is Joy's hairdresser, rubs her on the back, and then he gropes her. She gets away. She goes to tell Joy, and Joy's like, basically, fall in line. You need to go ahead and be with him too. Or, he can have our job. He has all the power. But if we rolling with him, we get some of that power too. So that's why Joy, again, is named in this. Then later on, Joy admits to Faraji that she's sleeping with Emmanuel Acho to be on his show. Bro. And she went right over there on speak. This man, if there was no evidence, if this was all just stuff that was pure speculation, it would be done away with if you looked at how Emmanuel Acho speaks about Joy Taylor online. That man talk about that woman like that's his woman. Every time. He introduced her and hyped her up like she was the greatest journalist of all time. At one point, they got a picture of them together that she posted, with them together in her apartment, and this man had his socks off, and we all know what that fucking means.
Got that grip.
We all know that grip, bro. We all know what that means when the man got his socks off at the house. He there. He at the house. He ain't going no damn where. I don't take my look, bro. I'm in my in-laws' house. They don't see my feet.
Right.
What you mean? Nah, man, he in there. Faraji says something to Joy about it, and Joy says, and this is the crazy, this is why I think Joy's getting some heat too, though. If it's true that she said that if he says something about her being with Acho and he gets mad, that she's gonna say that Charlie Dixon forced herself on him, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's no excuse for that, man. Right. It's consensual, and then when it's not going your way no more, man, bro, that's why you honestly wait until all the facts come out when there's situations like this. Because, and there are legitimate, victims out there, and for those people, I really feel for you. It's some evil people out here that do some shit just because things aren't going their way. I know I've talked for some time. Greg, I'm going to kick it to you, man. The Charlie Dixon and Joy Taylor side of this and the Emmanuel Acho side of this. What are your thoughts there?
Man, to hear how she's basically using herself to get where she wants to go, like you said, it just makes it worse for the people who are in the situation and have no outlet. This woman is legitimately like, look, just fall in line. Everything going to be all right. We're going to get paid off. It'll be just fine. And it just kind of feels like she's used to this type of behavior. Like this is just something that she just knows how to do. And to what degree do you just have any type of like, man, am I really doing this? Like, like, do you sit at home and question yourself? Like, is this really how you want to make it? Like, you don't think about anything bad possible to happen because you think the powers that be are going to protect you. Man, they're not finna protect you now. Like everything been exposed. If the alleged information that we have now comes to pass, ain't nobody finna protect you. They gonna sweep you under the rug, quick, fast, and hurry. Say their ass,
real quick.
Don't care nothing about you.
So going back to, I know I said, I noticed that Skip wasn't really saying anything. Joy Taylor, who has an opinion about everything else, has said nothing. Emmanuel Acho still posting the facility highlights and posting that dumbass shit that he be talking like nothing is going on. He's moved on. The most FS1 has said is that they're taking a look at everything. They have not refuted. Nobody in this whole thing has refuted anything. Nobody. That is glaring. Again, I know all of this is alleged, but that is a glaring part of all of this. Nobody on that side, nobody who's been named, is coming out and saying, no, this didn't happen. It's a smoking gun. I'm not saying, again, this is all alleged. We got to go through the situation and let it all play out. I would not be surprised if a settlement is coming soon. And the interesting thing about that is, Speak is now Joy's show. What do you do with her? Because she was on TV the other day, covered up. She was on TV. What do you do with Joy? Chris, matter of fact, man, yeah, I'll kick that question to you. What do you do with any situation if you sell?
That's it's tough, bro. Because no matter what you do, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I feel like if you keep her on there, you're gonna lose viewers, right? If you get rid of her, well, the next woman that y'all might put in her place, they're gonna be saying the same shit about her. Well, did she sleep her way to the top too?
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, like, I don't know, bro. I think you keep her just because she has sports takes. Now, whether we agree with them or not, she does actually go in depth with a lot of her sports talks, unlike some other people out here who just give you some surface level shit.
She's
She
actually
actually
good at what
does.
she does.
Yeah,
She is.
exactly. And that may come from, her brother being who he is, first ballot Hall of Famer. She's been around the game with, her dad or whatever. The way they analyze the game may be a little different. So she understands the game, and I can't knock her for that. But I don't know, man. And I don't want to take it there, but like, we all raised by black women, right? And
Mhm.
I seen my mom go through stuff, and to get to the position that she's in now, like there are women out here who got to claw and scratch their way to the top,
Absolutely.
having the
Jamel
same
Hill comes to
credentials.
mind. L. Duncan comes to mind in that situation.
Exactly.
Both of them, yeah.
Having the same credentials as anybody else in the world and getting passed over simply because they're black women.
Mhm.
So, you don't, like you said, it's the common allegation of, the black woman swept her way to the top, and more often not being true. Well, in this case, allegedly is true. So that just brings like a whole nother stain on us, bro, that like we
Yeah.
can't get rid of.
And it's tough, man. It's tough and it's unfair because, like you just said, she's good. She's good at what she does.
Right.
Like she does that job very well. We have some comments from my boy Tyrus. Shout out to Tyrus. He agrees. She actually does her job well. And then he also said Charlie Dixon looks like a villain in a B movie, which is hilarious. But yeah, it's just tough to see that and to see all of this unfold the way it has, and you really want to think better of her. And then you see stuff like the interview she had with More Than an Athlete, where she talked about her beginnings in media and stuff, and it almost leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And the allegations are so random. I would be shocked if they were not true. Everything is just random about this. And it's one of those things like it's too random to be a lie or feel like a lie. But it's all alleged. Go ahead.
Did y'all see that one clip that's been surfacing now about her giving like relationship advice?
Yes, they use that shit.
If they got the right kind of money, man, all those standards go out the window.
The red pill community are using everything she's ever said against her. They've been waiting for the opportunity, man. And them motherfuckers are crazy. They go after everything. Well, Derek Jackson can't say shit. Her biggest issue right now is gonna be Jason Whitlock, who's been cooking for 2 days on this. He's been eating for 2 days.
Right.
Who else? There's another guy like Fresh and Fit and all them. Those guys are the ones that are gone, but they on the verge of disaster anyway. So they out there. Yeah, they just about out of there. But shows like that, that's who's gonna really. They're gonna be the loudest when it comes to this. Oh man, it's such an unfortunate situation. And then going back to the victim, Nushin Paraji, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I feel bad for her, especially if this is true, because she's a single parent and she was just trying to make a way. And she was good at her job. If she wasn't good at her job, so many people like Joy took her with her because she was so good. It's unfortunate that this lady eventually lost her career. They started cutting back her hours at that point when Skip left. And at that point, Joy had turned on her as well. And that's eventually what happened. And it's how we got to the suit. The other interesting thing about this before we move on is it's a twofold suit. One part of it is her personal lawsuit against him, and the other part is a class action lawsuit, which she's gonna serve as the face of that lawsuit, but it's expected that other allegations are gonna come forward. So this ain't even over. When I tell you, I very much feel like a settlement is coming. Yeah, it's in the pipeline, man. And that's when that's when the real story starts, because what do you do with all these people? I feel like Emmanuel Acho is safe, but the embarrassment is going to follow him, especially with people who really don't care for him anyway.
Yeah. Black Twitter.
Oh, Black Twitter been on their ass. They found a video of this man in the parking garage, and they was like, I know he was just at that lady house. And he cut a promo talking about how lovely she is as a woman and as a spot. When I tell you that was his baby, that's his baby right there. That's his girl. That you can't tell him shit. And, also, her husband at the time when she started allegedly messing with Charlie Dixon, he called their marriage off, and to keep him quiet, it's alleged that Charlie Dixon paid him back for the wedding that they had, like all the money from that wedding, paid him back as hush money. If that was the case, I think bro man took a little less than what he was actually worth, allegedly. He should have got his money, and maybe he did. All right, so let's get back to the football. Boy, we got some NFL coach firings to talk about, and they mostly black. They mostly black. Greg, your team didn't even let Black Monday start. I don't know the last time a coach was fired at the last game of the season immediately after that game. I don't know the last time that happened. Please tell me, as a Patriots fan, a resident Patriots fan, how do you feel about how the Patriots handle Coach Mayo?
So I'm gonna put it in this perspective, because it was total bullshit, and I'm not happy about it one bit. And I've had to tell people how I really felt, because they didn't really feel like this was a black or white thing. What pissed me off about this wasn't just the firing; it was the fact that they actually came out with a stat that was like, they gave this white coach a year, and then they cut him for another team. They gave this white coach a year, and then they cut him, and then they did this to him. Don't start doing that bullshit. Don't do that, because they gave Jerry Mayo a team that literally had absolutely nothing but the colors on their back. That's it. And then they end up firing him because he won a game, but then screwed up a first-round pick. I don't care about that first-round pick. You let this man go after his first season of having absolutely nobody but a quarterback. That's it. He had no help. He had to get out there and figure this team out. Amongst controversy with the team he had to deal with, and you cut the man after one season of going 4-13. I'm not sure what they expected out of this man. And if I'm not mistaken, did Bill Belichick, I'm pretty sure Bill Belichick had a really horrible record before he left. And y'all still had him chances after Brady left. You still gave him chances. So what is it with Jerry Mayo? Y'all, I don't think they really wanted him. They felt, okay, we'll do this D&I bullshit. As soon as it came up and left, how many black coaches and just magically got fired now? And people like, nah, you can't blame it on that. Black people always, man, fuck all that shit. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Because it ain't no excuse to let this man go. He had no weapons, really no talent, on a team that looked like a Pop Warner fucking football team. And you mean to tell me that you let a black coach go on the first year, and I can't look at this as a racial thing? Robert Kraft ain't never been that dude that I can say, man, you know what? I'm gonna pull up with him. I don't give a fuck what he did with Meek Mill. That shit is publicity. That shit is all publicity. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. Because that's trending. But Diddy part, I'm gonna leave it at that. But I'm really pissed off at the amount, not just Jerry Mayo, but the amount of black coaches that got dropped after they said, we're going to cut this D&I bullshit. That's what makes me mad. That's really what makes me mad. And you let a coach go for a team that literally had no potential right now because allegedly he won a game and cost y'all the first-round pick. Okay. All right, cool. Go with that then. Sleep on that bullshit.
Chris, I want you to chime in on this. I want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, yeah, man, Greg makes some valid points, in my regard. It's his first season. You hand this man a team with nothing on it. Look, he played linebacker. He's a defensive guy. The Patriots weren't that bad defensively. That wasn't their problem. He did his job. You can't expect nobody like that to have a crazy season like that at the year one. Like, you got to give him time to build a team. It's just like a college coach, right? You got to give the college coach time to get his recruits in the dough and get everybody to fit his scheme. Like, y'all didn't give this man a chance to fit his scheme. And then, like, y'all tried to clear house, like, midway through the season, getting rid of your best defensive player in Matthew Judon. Like, y'all sent him out the door. So it's like, what y'all give him to work with for real? And, and like Greg said, the thing that pissed me off was Robert Kraft came out and said that it may have been like some negative reactions from the fan base that had to influence his decision to fire him. The fuck? Like,
Don't even make
like
sense.
you let the fans tell you who should be your coach, bro. Like, after one season, man, and then he came out and he came out and said that he needs more time. Okay, well, if you felt that way, why the fuck did you give him the job in the first place? You knew he had no coaching experience and he was fresh in the dough, and like, you did an experimental trial run. Like that's a weak experience, bro. Like, you got 7 days for your trial run and you got to go. Like, you kept subscribing to this man for 18 weeks. And then you was like, all right, we good.
All right, I'm out.
You already paid 17 weeks worth of subscriptions.
Right. And that's how to go.
Yeah, like, I just don't get it, bro. It don't make sense to me.
All right.
It is what it is, man.
I said I was going to play devil's advocate, but before I get to that, I believe the fan reaction thing, because after all, they are in Boston, and we know how they feel about black people, and they were definitely in the stands calling him every kind of hard R they could get out, especially after he won that last damn game. They were going off on his black ass. You had to get his ass out of here for his own safety. They was losing they goddamn minds out there in Massachusetts. They lost their fucking mind. So I believe Robert Kraft when he says that. Here is where I play devil's advocate on this subject, and I believe another black coach has been treated unfairly. However, here's I'm just looking at this in another lens. In the NFL, they always go NFL. Robert Kraft is 80-something years old. He ain't got a lot of time. All right. He has seen the majority of his life already, and he really wants to get back to a Super Bowl. That's one thing. To your point about Bill Belichick did get a couple years after Tom Brady, but he had won 6. So I understand keeping Bill or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The point that is there is Bill had a bad record the year before Tom Brady came. And honestly, I remember him being on the hot seat before Tom Brady started. I remember that. And Tom Brady, we know the rest of it. But right. Robert Kraft was reportedly leaning toward firing him then. And that gets me to Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll got 3 seasons. All 3 of those seasons were mediocre in the eyes of Robert Kraft, and Robert Kraft did let him go. Mm-hmm. Robert Kraft ain't a patient dude. He's not a patient dude. But so Gerard Mayo is the only one he fired after the first year. He is the only one. Now, to that point, that's the only one that he fired after the first year. And the man basically was trying to turn was trying to turn shit into sugar. That's what he was trying to do, and it just wasn't working out. And honestly, man, the Patriots gonna be rebuilding for some time. Tom Brady ain't walking through that goddamn door, man. If that's how you felt about Brady, you should have fired Bill Belichick. Honestly, right. If that's how you feel about him, then that's what you should have done. Another key piece of this is he wants Mike Vrabel. That's what it comes down to. He wants Mike Vrabel to be the next coach. He wants that synergy and to move on from there. And honestly, the coaching candidates this year are going to be pissed. He's trying to get Mike Vrabel on the phone. But I agree, man. I don't think Gerard Mayo was treated right in this situation. The other firing that we have to talk about that's notable and also black as hell is Antonio Pierce getting his ass up out it.
Right.
They made him pack his bag. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is Antonio Pierce's first full year, right? Or is it his second?
I think second.
I feel like he was interim at one point. I want to say this is his first full year. But anyway, he had no institutional control over that team. I'm honestly not even that mad about him getting fired. He had no control over that team. That team was shit. It was a shit show. Then you got people arguing. You got him and Devontae Adams going back and forth with each other. I'm not entirely mad at that, but I am mad at House, and I hate to say this phrase because it's a leash involved, unless you into that type of thing with that dominatrix shit. But the leash for a coach, a black coach, is so short unless you work for the Steelers organization.
Hello.
Or for the Texans. Or for who else? The Miami Dolphins, even though he kind of looks like what's that boy name? Logic. He kind of look like him. He's still black.
Yeah.
Like the leash ain't as bad in some other destinations, but yeah, the Raiders, they just want to move on. But this also feeds into the theory that we discussed last week. It does look like they're preparing to try and make a play for Dion and Shador. If we're going with the trajectory of that conspiracy theory, you would go ahead and do this before Prime declares that he's not coming back to Colorado.
Right.
With that being said, do you think that Antonio Pierce didn't get enough time, Chris?
Again, defensive guy, another linebacker, defensive coach, defensive minded. Offense wasn't shit. Like the formula repeats itself. But he obviously pissed off a lot of people winning that game and then going into the press conference after the game saying, I don't really care about tanking. Like, you know what I'm saying? He basically said, fuck that number one pick. We trying to win games. Hey, at that point, man, you wild. You know what I'm saying? But
you are huge.
Yeah. Like the writing was on the wall, man. Like you said, you can kind of tell mid-season there was some ramblings going on about him even coming back. So we kind of saw that one coming. I never think that he was the right staple pick for that organization anyway. He was a damn good college coach, position coach in college. So, maybe you just need to be a position coach. I don't know about head coach material. It kind of reminded me of Jeff Saturday trying to become our head coach, and that didn't get greenlit.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So
that was so fucking funny.
Exactly. So it seems like a great guy, but I mean, like I said, the writing was on the wall.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Another piece. Well, no, it's not another piece to it. Greg, do you feel like Antonio Pierce was let go too soon, or was his team just a piece of shit? Quite frankly,
if I have to believe anybody's fan base and will have any type of like leeway or leverage, I definitely feel like the Raiders would have that. Like the Raiders fan base, to me, I think they top above like New Orleans Saints. Like they don't play. Like you don't play for the coach, you play for the fans, literally. Right. Like they decide if you stay. So in this situation, I can't say it against Jerry Mayo and then not say it against Antonio Pierce. Like I think a 4-13 team, you have two defensive coaches, like Chris said, you have to give them time to develop that team. Like you can't give them one season to develop a team because you have so many mindsets in that locker room that you have to adapt to, that they have to adapt to you. It's all about give and take. It's a respect factor, and I don't think you can gain that respect after 1 year. And I've even said this before. Now you got a lot of me players out there. It makes it a lot harder because if you do bad as a team as a whole, that looks upon you. Okay, you can't coach these people. It's like a supervisor with bad employees. Like you're a great supervisor, but your employees can mess you up. But in this situation, I feel like you don't have enough of the threats needed to show your coaching ability. Like I think if they at least gave them another season after that second season, if you don't even improve 2 to 3 games, then we can have that argument. But your first season, you win at least 4 games, and I'm guessing the minimum in the NFL is probably like 6 or 7. Like you got to at least win 6 or 7 as your first season, and you'll be all right. But to at least not have them come back to see if they can improve, it's just man, it's utter bullshit.
Yeah. I'm not sure about his acumen as a coach. Honestly, I can't speak to that. But it kind of is what it is. I'm interested to see if this whole possible prime to Raiders situation comes to fruition. And honestly, that'll be another circus because and then we got Doug Peterson, which was probably the biggest firing considering he actually won the Super Bowl. But I'm gonna be honest about Doug, man. I'm not sure how much common sense Doug has. Like, I know he can get it done on the field, but then he started doing some crazy ass shit, man. That man wrote a book after he won the Super Bowl and all this kind of stuff. He kind of became this diva coach, and you see that he's good, but then he started doing dumb shit on the field. Like, he honestly was self-sabotage as well. Because he did it over at Philadelphia. When he was ready to go, he tried to sabotage Jalen Hurts, which was fucking crazy. So, and then what is his name? Tony Khan's father. I can't remember his name, but Shad Khan. He comes out with this long ass statement about, being disappointed about firing him. We don't want to hear this shit, man. Just let the man go. I mean, Doug Peterson honestly looked drunk half the time. It was okay. It really was okay. Looking at the coaching vacancies, though, between the Bears, the Jets, the Bears, the Jets, the Raiders, and the Patriots, possibly the Falcons, because they looking at him too. Another black coach might be biting the dust, but at least Arthur Blank kind of had to keep him for a while. What coaching vacancy probably looks the best? I'll ask you first, Greg. And it's some sour ass choices.
It is.
Jaguars too. I don't think I said the Jaguars. All these choices trash. The more I think,
man, I'm a Patriots fan, and I can't even lie to you, bro.
I think I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Maybe Raiders.
Maybe the Raiders. I think I want to go with the Bears. The Bears got some decent defensive pieces, and they got a decent offense. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Bears on that, man. And you got a quarterback who, as time goes on, you get the right coach in there, he'll be all right. Outside of that shit, because the Jets, they are in oblivion right now. Jets are in hell. The Jets are in hell. They're in purgatory. And part of it is Aaron Rodgers' fault. I just wanted to go another episode and blame him for everything that bad that's happened. It's his fault. It's honestly his fault. That man is a pariah.
Man, you got to check out the Aaron Rodgers Enigma on Netflix, man.
I do plan to watch that, and I do plan on doing an unapologetic review on it because I heard it is psychotic. It is the memoir of a psychopath, and I look forward to looking at it. Let's go to people who are actually playing and are actually relevant. The NFL playoffs are finally here this weekend. Here is the tournament brackets. I think I need to take this down so you all can properly see them. And real quick, I'm just gonna ask who you all who do you think is gonna win? In some kind of way, we're gonna keep up with all this shit. Let's start. Vikings, Rams. I got the Rams because honestly, the Rams are such a hard ass team. Pause. And then they're gonna be in LA. That's the other issue.
So
they're a
far.
hard-nosed team, and they will beat your ass. And they got a good passing game, good running game, and a defense that step up when it needs to. Sam Darnold at the end of the day scares me in this spot. And I'm not sure when he was in a big spot against Detroit, and granted, Detroit is a very well coached team. We saw him shit the bed. Greg, I can assume who you got in this game, but go ahead and tell me.
I'm gonna still go with the Vikings, even though they shit the bed against the Lions recently. But I mean, they just need to get better on run defense because Jameer Gibbs beat their ass. Like he beat their ass.
But then they talking about Montgomery is coming back. Damn.
Yeah, so
special.
Yeah.
I mean, if they make it through, I think. Yeah, I think, man, it's gonna be. I think the Vikings gonna pull through that game.
All right, so you got the Vikings. Chris, who you got?
This is a very intriguing matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I am also kind of leaning toward the Rams, bro. I mean, Matthew Stafford is scary in the playoffs. He just could never get there in Detroit.
Yeah, he locked in.
When he get to LA, bro, like the astounding stat, like that I sent to y'all a couple weeks ago, like Matthew Stafford is 14-1 in December with the Rams. Like
he is.
The later in the year it gets in LA, the man just flips a switch. And
it's like that. Tom Brady has a similar stat, and I think November and December when the Patriots, he just turns to a whole different person.
It's scary, man. That Rams D line is crazy. They about to be getting after Darnold, similar to how the Lions got after him. I like that secondary. They're young, they hungry. Like you said, they got a passing game. Puka Nacua is a dog. Cooper Kupp is a dog. That running game with Kyron Williams, he a dog. I think LA is a scary team, bro.
They are a very scary team. And the thing about having all the weapons is they don't matter for shit if you can't get the ball to them.
Right.
Very true. Yeah.
All right. This is the game I'm most looking forward to. Washington and Tampa Bay. And I'm going to tell you why. They're about to light the scoreboard up.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to be a dog-ass game here, and it is going to be a hell of a ride. I got the young bull pulling the upset. I got Jaden Daniels getting Washington to the next round here, man. I like Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay kind of has the personality of Jameis Winston, in which you'll see some incredible shit, and then you'll see some shit that be like, man, they not ready. They just not ready. And this is gonna be one of these games where they start doing some dumb ass shit. I'm telling you, I can see it right now. Greg, who do you have?
Man, this might shock the masses, but I'm gonna go Commanders this time. I'm gonna go Commanders. I'm gonna agree with that,
bro. You can't trust Tampa Bay that dumb ass shit they doing, man.
Man, it's just too much to risk, man. Like I'm already on edge with the Vikings and the Chargers. I mean the Rams, my bad, but man, this one I'm just like you said, it's gonna be like it's JR say, it's gonna be a true slobber knocker, and I'm just waiting to see it go down.
That game gonna be lit as hell. Chris, who you
got? Shit, I guess it's a 3 for 3. Shit, I gotta go Commanders, bro. I believe in Jaden Daniels again. His maturation in the game of football has been crazy. I do want to give a quick shout out. I've been wrong apparently since forever. Fucking Baker Mayfield has been balling this year, bro.
Boy been balling, man.
4,500 yards, 41 touchdown passes. Like the man has been balling. I got to give him his flowers, bro. I still don't like you, but you know, it's the Oklahoma effect, bro. It's the Oklahoma shit, man. I don't like it.
But he's done his thing.
Yeah, shout out to Baker, and also we get to renew the rivalry, man, between Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore. Hey, I can't wait. Bro. I can't wait. They gonna tear each other head off, man.
Get your popcorn ready.
I can't wait, bro.
Last game of the NFC, Green Bay versus the Eagles. I think the Eagles are gonna pull it. Wait, hold on. Is Jalen Hurts playing?
He might want to.
Yeah. It'd be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he might want to.
He might want to get it together and come out there and play. But I do have the Eagles. They're going to get overwhelmed. Green is going to get overwhelmed by that offense, and yeah, they're going home. Greg, how about you?
Eagles. I don't even care for the Eagles, bro.
Yeah,
I don't care for the Eagles at all. But we already talked about how
we talked so much shit about the Eagles. They done made it to the goddamn.
But like you said, it don't matter if you winning, and the Eagles doing that shit.
Yeah, despite they dumbass coach, they are.
Right. They still
Chris, how about you?
Another sweep here, fellas. I got the Eagles as well, bro. The only thing that really made me lean Eagles was when I found out a couple weeks ago that Jair Alexander was out for the season. I think he would have made the game more competitive, lining up on A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, whichever one he would have guarded. Mm-hmm. But without y'all best cover corner, like you said, I think that secondary is about to get Swiss cheese, bro. So I think it's going to be tough for him. And then stopping the run on top of that, like, good luck.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. In the AFC, it starts now. It starts now. The Chargers over the Texans, who have been in a state of turmoil and only won that division because it's honestly in a down year.
Our division sucks.
We have the defense to honestly stop that offense. We can stop. The main person we need to stop and keep contained is CJ.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Oh, yeah. We have the defense to get it done, and our offense is opened up. I got the Chargers advancing. Greg, what you think? You gonna be a hater? You got your hater face on.
Them Texans, man. I got the Texans out of this one, bro. I'm pretty. I get it, y'all. You know, y'all just signed Zeke. Congratulations. Who gives a shit?
No, that's not a good sign. I don't want to talk about that. He a flat tire.
He's there. Might as well take it.
He's in the room. He is in the room.
Put it in your backpack, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Texas gonna take care of y'all, bro.
He ain't never start eating them the goddamn powdered donuts. Chris, what do you think about this game? Hey, who you got?
If it ain't us in the division, fuck the division.
Yeah.
I got the Chargers winning, man. Y'all the number one scoring defense in the league. I bet people didn't know that. Y'all only allow 17 points a game. I think it's like 17.9, but the number one scoring defense in the league. CJ Stroud, the second half of the season has been in purgatory his damn self. Receiving core decimated with injuries. Tank Dell gone. Stephon Diggs gone. All he got is Nico Collins. I think y'all run the score up on them, bro. I think y'all come out, hit him in the mouth, and I think it's gonna get nasty for Houston.
There's a wild rumor that Stephon Diggs tried to proposition some kind of designer. Is a guy, and when it didn't work out, he put a hit out on him. We're not gonna talk about it. But yeah, there's a wild ass rumor that's out there, and Drake is involved in it because the dude told Drake about it. Yeah, this shit crazy. This shit right. Drake is stressed out. He is stressed the fuck out. Baltimore versus the Steelers. Russell Wilson has lost all of his magic. Now he look like the Russell Wilson in Denver. Kenny Pickens. He can't stop fighting no goddamn body. Every game, he try to fight fans. He try to fight DBs. Everything. The one team I don't think he wants to fight is anybody from Baltimore because they don't know. With that being said, I got the Ravens in a blowout. Moving on from this game, and what do you guys think? I feel like I know where we're leaning, but real quick, what do you got?
We already know.
We all in agreement. All right.
Yeah, we all in agreement, bro.
This next matchup is intriguing. I'm going to pick Buffalo, but I swear to God, I'm not super confident in it. I'm not super confident in it. Bro, Sean Payton be coaching his ass off. Do you understand me?
Yeah, you do.
Sean Payton be coaching his ass off. I don't think it's going to be snowing in Buffalo. But even if it was, Denver is built for this shit.
It's snowing Denver too.
Bo Nix letting that bitch sing up and down the field. Bo Nix been on that bullshit. I'm telling you, if it's a game that's going to be an upset, if it's going to be one, it's going to be Denver and the Bills. I'm picking the Bills. I am not confident in their pick. Greg, how do you feel about it? It feels like a trap. I wouldn't bet my money on this shit. I would not bet my money on this shit, man.
Hell no.
like a trap.
If I do, I'm gonna put the minimum.
Right.
Nigga, what?
Oh man. I'm just going softly say Denver. Soft.
All right, you got Denver on the soft pick.
Yeah, on the whisper part.
Chris, you really in depth. You really know these games and the strategies and all that kind of stuff. I'm interested to see who you gonna say gonna win this game, man.
It's tough, bro. Like you said, this is probably gonna be the closest / most intriguing game of this first round. Y'all know I don't fuck with Josh Allen, but the man is a ball player. But I don't see. Well, never mind. If we got to go against corner 2 and 3, I think he wins that matchup. You don't throw at corner 1. You don't throw at passer 10. You don't throw at fucking passer 10. That's how you lose a game. The Broncos also have a pass rush. You know, Benito off the edge. He got double-digit sacks this year. This is a tough matchup, bro.
It's
like
very
you said,
like the longer you sit there and you think about
it, you gotta play this on Madden Sim.
It's the way Bo Nix is playing. I don't care how much they almost blew the playoff spot.
Exactly.
It's the way he's been playing, man. And Sean Payton is coaching the fuck out that team, bro. I don't know, dog. I really don't.
He's second now. Second all time in the rookie touchdown passes. You know, Herbert got 31. I think Bo Nix got 29. So he almost broke his record, bro. So I think I'm gonna give the edge to Buffalo, though. It's so slim, but that home field advantage, Bills Mafia, I think that's gonna make the bit of difference.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be a 14-13 type of game, bro.
Yeah. It ain't gonna be a lot. I don't anticipate it. But Bo Nix is competent, and that's one thing that you need in games like this: competence at the quarterback position and the coaching. All right. So considering that I went with the Vikings, and I'm trying to figure this out. So Philadelphia would get the Vikings in my bracket, and Washington would get Detroit. I think Detroit stomps a mud hole in Washington at that point. Like that, enough is enough, and that's what Detroit is gonna come in dog walk. On the other side, no, I don't have the Vikings. I had the Rams. Sorry. I'm gonna be honest. I think Sirianni is gonna be outcoached. I think the Rams can beat them too. I really do. I think this is the game where the Eagles implode. And the Rams beat them. So I got the Rams and the Lions in the NFC Championship.
Ooh.
Yeah. Greg, who you got?
Versus golf.
Man. I'm gonna let Chris go.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm gonna let Chris go.
Miguel, he's sweating over there, man. He ain't ready.
Oh God. Yeah, he's sweating. Let's see what we got. Okay, so yeah, Commanders against Lions. Like you said, I got Detroit winning that one. Especially if they get Montgomery back. I don't have a hope for Washington in the world. LA versus Philly. I think Philly hangs on, man. Close. Okay. Like Lee Corso used to say, man, closer than the experts think. But then I got Detroit absolutely demolishing their ass in the NFC Championship game, bro. I got Detroit getting to the Super Bowl, man.
Okay. All right. And if we're gonna do that, I got Detroit getting the Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
Detroit narrowly escapes the Rams in that game. So we both have Detroit in the Super Bowl on that side. Greg, go ahead. You can go ahead and do the whole NFC break.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much on the same side with Chris, but and y'all gonna hate me for this. I still think the Vikings gonna pull this up.
You got the Vikings going to the Super Bowl?
I got the Vikings going to the Super Bowl.
Hey,
boy, can you imagine Sam Darnold get to the fucking Super Bowl in a team with a team that he wasn't even supposed to be starting for?
Facts.
I got the Vikings going to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's my dad's team. But I really, man,
This is about as wild as your goddamn college. The college bracket that you put
but
out there, man.
look, not to shed light on that, but I mean, I did say that Georgia was gonna get taken out.
You did. I'm gonna give you that Georgia pick.
You did.
You got the Georgia pick. We gonna talk about it though. We gonna talk about it. It's next. Oh, this man got the Vikings in the Super Bowl.
Vikings, man.
God damn, Chris Carter. All right. Let me run through the AFC right quick. The way it shakes out, I believe my Chargers would end up going against the Bills, and we would the Chargers would end up going against KC. Jesus, it's over. That's it. That's where it ends. That's where it ends. But I do have something to say about that. Baltimore versus Buffalo. Whoever wins this game wins the MVP. To me, they say that it's a regular season award. People gonna watch out for that one. Mm-hmm. Baltimore is gonna win that game against the Bills. Absolutely. Okay. KC and I would have KC again beating the Chargers. However, our team is currently built to beat them in their weather. Right. We run the ball well. We play excellent defense. We've seen them twice. 2 losses, yes, but we've seen them twice. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. Those things would bode well for my team. So then we get KC and Baltimore, a rematch from last year's AFC Championship. I will have Baltimore winning that. If Lamar Jackson does not suddenly decide to be a pocket quarterback, and they remember that Derrick Henry is in the backfield. If they can do all of those things, Baltimore is going to go to the Super Bowl against the Detroit Lions for me. Greg, what you got?
So, of course, I ain't seeing that. I ain't seeing Texas beat Kansas City, so we ain't worried about that.
Hold on. In your bracket, Denver would get Kansas City.
Oh well,
you pick.
Kansas City
still the same thing.
Same thing. Kansas City ain't losing them. So that means
Baltimore and Houston.
Baltimore,
we just saw that.
Yeah,
we just saw
Baltimore
that.
Take that.
Yeah.
And then KC
versus Chris.
Baltimore.
Best part about that, the winner of that game was the only winner in Houston for that game was Beyonce. We all won. That was honestly the reason to come to that game if you were a Houston Texas fan, was to see Beyonce sing country rap.
Thanks.
All right, so you got KC versus Baltimore. All right,
and Baltimore making it to the Super Bowl.
So, boy, that Super Bowl. Wow, did you done pick?
Vikings versus the Ravens, man.
That shit's so goddamn crazy to me, man. Chris, who you got?
Man, it feel like the simulation got lazy over here, man. Shit. Yeah, I got y'all playing KC. I do got KC beating y'all. Again, it's close. Mm-hmm. I think Harbaugh's a pretty good coach, a pretty good strategist. I think it's hard to beat him 3 times in a year, but
it's damn sure hard to beat Andy Reid 3 times. I mean,
exactly.
It's hard to beat Andy Reid once. My bad.
Yeah. Exactly. Baltimore, Buffalo. Yeah, I mean, the few holes in the Denver team are filled by Baltimore. So whatever Denver might struggle with Buffalo, Baltimore is going to cover that and then some. So Baltimore, I got them beating the Bills pretty handily. I think Josh Allen will have a good game, but outside of him, I don't see nobody else on that offense cooking.
You know what I just thought about? They will play that game in Buffalo.
They will.
Baltimore's offense is built to beat the Bills in Buffalo. The thing is, man, like, it takes so much with all that goddamn snow out there. Mm-hmm. And Buffalo loves to play in it. That game would be crazy. And Baltimore's defense is highly questionable. That game would be crazy. I'm still picking my stick with my same pick, but honestly, I'm a little less confident in it. I'm thinking
Right.
about that. Like they're gonna have to play that game in Buffalo. That's crazy. You got who in the Super Bowl?
So I got KC against Baltimore. That was tough, man. Kansas City does not get enough credit for being able to defend the Ravens' strengths. Kansas City is a solid run defense.
They are.
Like they never get credit for that. Still don't mean that, Baltimore should have ran the fucking ball 7 times last year. But I digress. I think Baltimore, the way Lamar Jackson is playing, man, he's just on another level right now. I got him winning MVP this year. So give me Baltimore, Detroit Super Bowl, man.
You know what I just thought about? Baltimore got to play their game in Kansas City. Oh shit.
They do. Back-to-back road games, man. Into hostile environments.
I was a little less confident in my pick. You can get away with that shit in Buffalo. I don't know if you can get away with that shit in Kansas City. I don't know.
It's tough.
If they, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If Baltimore makes it to the Super Bowl, they winning it because they played in the most hostile. That's hell. That's hell that they would have to go through to get to that Super Bowl. But no, in all seriousness, I think Detroit would beat them. I think Detroit would beat Kansas City too.
Right.
I think they beat both of those teams. Detroit, for me, is gonna be a Super Bowl champion. What do you guys think?
Shit, I'm rocking with you, bro. I got Detroit winning their first Super Bowl, man.
Don't think that. I just thought
he got Minnesota.
I give them props. I give them props. Yeah. I cannot take anything away from the Lions. I think that the Vikings I just feel like they're a more superior team.
So this is what I'm interested in. Who wins the Super Bowl then? For you, Chris
Minnesota
and I agree.
I said Minnesota versus Baltimore. I said Baltimore was taking that.
Okay, you got Baltimore.
Yeah, I got Baltimore.
The Purple Bowl.
Yeah, right. like I want to say light skin versus dark skin, but you know what I'm saying?
Did you know the kind of chaos that would occur if Sam Darnold win them a goddamn Super Bowl? What do you do with JJ McCarthy?
I'm gonna buy me a Darnold jersey.
Bro, he the GOAT at that point. He went from shit to sugar, just that quick. Raised the Super Bowl, and then he the Super Bowl MVP. When I tell you he ain't scared to throw, it's like Joe Flacco, man. We saw Joe Flacco kind of be on the same trajectory. He was a much better player. But Joe Flacco just turned into somebody else in the playoffs. And that's my biggest fear with Kansas City. Kansas City, we saw last year them act like they couldn't catch the damn ball for nothing. And as soon as the playoffs started, everybody could catch. Everybody catch was 99. Everybody.
Yeah, and they're getting healthy.
And that's the thing, man. They're getting healthy. They now have a deep threat with Hollywood Brown. Like it's gonna be a very interesting playoff. I feel, but 2 people for Detroit, 1 person for Baltimore for winning the Super Bowl. Stay tuned to our show as we continue down this path to see who was right and who was wrong, which is likely going to be Greg.
Hey man, never count me out.
It's likely going to be Greg.
My dog.
Speaking of being dead ass wrong in a playoff situation, we about to end this thing talking about the college football playoff been a disaster for this. Honestly, this is what puts the season 2 of this show in jeopardy because 2 of the 3 people on this staff have been dead ass wrong in myself and Greg. We made some egregious picks a couple weeks ago. Greg more so than me. And Chris has been the one that's been getting everything just for the most part. He's been spot on. I would like to start by saying I knew the damn Ducks was about to get dog walked by Ohio State the moment I saw Ohio State advance. That was it. It was nothing else to talk about. They're going to get dog walked. Oregon got to be the best team that can't win a championship I ever seen. And they've been doing this for a decade at this point. They can't
Mariota.
They can't be nobody for a championship. Nobody. They can't. And honestly, it's because they believe firmly in speed kills. But size is what kills them every time. Every time I see Oregon in a playoff situation, size is what kills them.
Yeah.
On the other side, Penn State absolutely crushed Boise State. I wanted Boise to do a little something in there. They just, by the way, none of the Heisman Trophy winners did a goddamn thing. Whether they was eliminated or Heisman Trophy candidates, whether they were eliminated from even being in the playoffs or eliminated after being in the playoffs, we just ain't get shit out of none of the Heisman finals. So fuck out of here with all of that. What was the other game that occurred?
Texas, Arizona State.
That game, that's the best game of the whole college playoff.
Hell yeah.
That game was
hands down.
And Sarkisian did everything he could to take his ass home.
He tried.
He tried. That man want to go home so damn bad with them play calls that he was making. He want to go home. It was sabotage. He did everything he could to go to the damn house, and they wouldn't let him. Arizona State wouldn't let him. This is the difference. We talked about it a couple weeks ago in pedigree. The difference in pedigree is on 4th and 13, using your common sense to not blitz. Why?
Right.
Why Arizona State blitz? I do not know. I don't understand. They have to pass the ball. They can't do a goddamn screen. You have them where you want them to end the game, and y'all blitz and left it wide open. Just left it wide open. And again, it's one of those things. Yeah, we're happy to have you here, but do you really belong? Do you? And then, of course, the most embarrassing thing that happened to the SEC in years.
Right.
They let Notre Dame come in there and kick their ass. And
beat the shit out of them.
The African American Bowl is upon us. Penn State versus Notre Dame. I'm going with the man who has a black wife. I want Penn State to move on to the college football final because I can't rock with Notre Dame. If Ohio State, Texas, listen to me. I need y'all to find it. Find that dog in you. If Ohio State make it past Texas, Ohio State win the championship. It's over with. It's over with. It's done. But yeah, that's who I said. If these are my predictions, it's Penn State versus Texas in the national championship game. Greg, with your hating ass, I want to start with you.
You know it's fuck Texas until they gone. Shout out to Big X plug, but it's fuck Texas. I want Ohio to beat the shit out of their ass, and I ain't giving up on Notre Dame either. Like, I really believe Notre Dame might take this. I believe they're shocking the world. I really do.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck about Texas. I hope Ohio just
a black coach winning a national championship in Notre Dame after all of those years of failure would be crazy as hell. And honest to God, I mean, I believe in Jesus. I believe in God, but that is an indication that God is real. And Notre Dame take the championship home with black head coach.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised, man.
So you got Notre Dame and Ohio State, and you got Notre Dame winning. Mm-hmm. All right, Chris, who you got?
Some more wild shit, man. I'm gonna try to take up too much time, man. I'm gonna try to quickly break down these games, man. Do my predictions. Penn State, Boise State. You know, first of all, I went 4-0 during week 1. I went 3-1 this past week. I'm not too upset about that one loss though.
I bet you not.
Yeah. Penn State, y'all can go back and watch the clip. I had them rolling Boise State, man. I knew Boise was not going to be ready for that type of environment. Playing against that type of physicality, bro. I mean, shout out to Ashton Jeanty. Everybody was like, "Oh, that's what happens when you play a real defense." Like Ashton Jeanty still had 100 yards. And if you watch the game, bro, every time he got the ball, there was 2-3 people in his face as soon as he got the handoff. Like that O-line was getting their ass whipped. And he was still breaking 4, 5, 6 tackles. So Genty's a real deal. Shout out to him. Both Penn State's running backs went over 1,000 yards for the season. I knew that was about to happen. I knew Boise couldn't stop the run. Then, shifting gears, I called Ohio State beating Oregon. I knew that shit was about to happen. Like you said, Oregon, they last two natties against Ohio State and against Auburn got their ass whooped from physicality, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's hard to beat a team with that much talent twice in the same year. And they beat them by 1 point in the regular season. I knew that shit wasn't about to happen again.
Yep.
Ohio State, they've been playing insane since they lost to Oregon. So I knew there was no chance, man. Oregon's corners are fucking.
I'd say they've been playing insane since they lost to Michigan. That's what pissed them off.
Right. Yeah, no, facts. Well, we didn't really cover that in depth on the episode, but that was just Ryan Day being fucking stupid.
He was.
Because really quick, I ain't gonna go
too
much. That was when Harbaugh first beat Ryan Day. He told them that we were more physical than Ohio State, and we punched them in the mouth. And since then, Ryan Day's mission when they play fucking Michigan is to try to smash mouth football them. You can't beat a Wolverine in the phone booth, bro.
No.
They air it out against everybody else is up and down the field with Ibuka, Jeremiah Smith, all that shit. But against Michigan, they tried to run the ball. Why? That's the strength of Michigan's defense. They're missing their first round corner. Throw the ball. But Ryan Day's ego is what lost them that game. Yeah. So back to the Oregon game. They had no shot, man. From that first touchdown, I knew they were about to feed Jeremiah Smith. They wasn't about to try that smash mouth shit. They was about to let that ball loose. Oregon's secondary is decent, but like I said, I think the tallest person in Oregon's secondary is like 5'11". Jeremiah Smith is 6'3", 215, 19 years old. He's a grown man. Good luck. They were triple teaming him, and he was still catching the ball. So that game was over with before they even got out the quarter, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Arizona State, Texas, man. I called Texas winning, but I called Texas blowing them out. So shout out them Sun Devils, man. Cam Scatterbo put the fucking team on his back, bro.
Let me tell you, boy. Let me tell you something. Somebody said that's the when he went against. They said when he went against Texas, he started Peyton Hill is that 1 year.
The Madden cover.
He wasn't even Christian McCaffrey. He was Peyton Hill. He was doing every goddamn thing out there, man.
Bro.
And that's why it kind of broke my heart that they lost in the fashion that they did. The defense really failed them. Honestly, it was the defensive play call. You do not blitz them in that situation. You just don't.
Especially playing what looked like cover 4 on the back end.
Yeah.
If you're going to blitz, play man. That way nobody gets lost. But the safety in the corner miscommunicated, and Golden ran the post right behind both of them. The shit was stupid.
It was. Like, he was wide open, bro. He was wide open. Like you said, play in that situation, play man. Give yourself a real shot to stop him if you're going to do it.
Like, you got to play the most utmost zone, rush 3 or 4. You've been getting pressure on Ewers all game. Just rush 4. What are you blitzing 6 for and playing cover 4 on the back end? That shit was stupid.
That decision is haunting him.
Crazy,
coach. Yeah, go ahead, though.
Crazy. And into the one game I was wrong about. I was right about how the game was going to be played, but I was just wrong about the outcome. I knew Notre Dame's defense was going to show up and hit Georgia in the mouth. I just thought Georgia's defense was going to be a little more talented, but Notre Dame did something that not a lot of teams do against Georgia. They let their quarterback run the ball.
They did.
Riley Leonard is not a thrower of the football. Yeah. He was recruited as a basketball player, man. That should let you know what kind of athlete he is. Like, he was not trying to throw the ball. And when he was, it wasn't deep. They slants and quick outs. But when he scrambled on that 1 3rd down and he hurdled and dove over Malachi Starks, that was game. That was game.
He wasn't coming back after that. That was game. I couldn't turn it off.
That was game. Georgia's offense was fucking anemic all game, which is crazy because the first drive, Gunnar Stockton was throwing timely slant passes. He was throwing out routes. They was moving the ball. And, like, after that drive, all that shit went away. Like, they stopped doing all of the shit that worked. So
that's why people be thinking shit a script. People start doing stupid shit. Now it's like a script.
Right.
Right.
So, real quick, I do have Penn State beating Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Texas was my original national championship pick, so I got to stick with that. But this is going to be another situation where if I'm wrong, it's not really going to be like I'm wrong, because the better team is Ohio State. It just comes down to how Texas coaches, you know.
Yep, it's going to come down to how Sarkisian coaching. That's
all it is. So Texas, Penn State, I got to still rock with Texas winning the Natty, bro, and taking it home, man. But if Ohio, like you said, if Ohio State beats Texas, it don't matter who on the other side of that bracket. Mm-hmm. Ohio State is taking that shit back to Columbus this year.
God, I hope not. I really don't. I really don't, man. But we've come to the end yet again, man. It's fun as always. NFL playoffs coming up this weekend. The continuation of the college playoffs is coming up. Next week, we'll definitely be talking about both of those tournaments. Hopefully, we won't have more controversy to discuss. I think we had enough of that for today. And honestly, man, everybody, enjoy your weekend. Happy New Year. Enjoy the football. Greatest sport on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. American football. You know, somebody come up, no, it's soccer, whatever. But until next time, with Chris, my boy Greg, Jim Geek Gamer, and myself, Jarius Unapologetic Geek, we are the Unapologetic Football Show, and we are out.